Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. We're still on the press, reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, and I am still Mmesomma Babajide. Today with me in the studio is Comrade Duke Alamboye, of course, to analyze most of the newspaper headlines. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you very much
It's
for having me
nice
once
to
more.
see you once again. Looks like the fuel subsidy isn't affecting you one bit.
Says who? It is. It is, but we are Nigerians. You know, we have the perseverance attitude, nature. That's one thing about Nigerians. You know, whatever situation that comes up, you see people begin to adjust to it. But I must tell you, it's quite difficult. Quite difficult.
But do you think it actually should be that way? Do you think we should get to the point where we only get to persevere, and that means we are going to take lots of hardship if we keep persevering? And shouldn't it get to a point where we get to speak up about most of these things?
Yes, that is exactly the point where everybody is. But I think to build, you must destroy, and to clean up a bad system, you must destroy, and then there's going to be a lot of inconveniences. And I think that's what the nation is facing. But when it becomes too long for solution, then it becomes negligence to the people. So
all right, we're still going to get into the fuel subsidy removal and the fuel pump price hike very well. But then let's quickly talk about this newspaper headlines for Nigerian Tribune this morning. Tempered justice with mercy, Mmesomma BEGS JAMB. It's literally on every paper this morning. This is on Nigerian Tribune, page 5. This one says Mmesomma appears before reps panels, BEGS JAMB. That's on page 7 of the Punch. And of course, I'm sure it's somewhere on, yes, UTME result forgery, Mmesomma BEGS JAMB. That's on page 3 of the Nation's newspaper this morning. What's your take on that? I mean, she's young and she's obviously done something wrong. She did have gotten to the level where she gets to be probed by the House of Rep members.
Well, in as much as I believe that they should temper justice with mercy for our ignorance, I think it should also serve as a deterrent to so many youths that are involving themselves in such activities. You know, when you can see a girl of 19, as I'm sure, grow up in these illegal activities just for a process into the secondary school, or is it university?
Yeah,
she did JAMB.
She did JAMB, of course,
and she has started. So you will see a corrupt being grow 4 years through the university rank. If she have the mind to tamper with very sensitive records at that level, at just this level where she's going into exposure in life, and that tendency, I don't think is built from today. She would have not shot it to this moment. Or if there are culprits, if there are people that begin to do this with about ability to accept it, becomes worrisome. So I think it's not too good for the Nigerian youths. She represents the bad side of Nigerian youths, and to the other side of it, you could see that when that incident came up, even me, I quickly began to blame JAMB. JAMB is a confidential, highly confidential.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to
where everybody strive to cross the bar into the university. So their standards were high. Their examinations, their processes were perfect, near perfection. It's one body that nobody over the years had faulted their process by way of saying their results were hacked or they've done something illegal. So this case, at a time where everybody is angry, where everybody's eyes are open to happenings in the country, blew up JAMB. And they were if not for their sensitivity to this matter, it would have thrown them into a disbalance, you understand? So I also think where they are, I want to also congratulate the House of Rep for quickly swaying into it, and it is their intervention that has brought this normalcy in the system. So we thank JAMB to have also, spring up to their toes to make sure that they protect their image. Mostly as it concerns exams and tests and exams, as I understand, if I may say that way. So today, people would have lost so much confidence on JAMB, the process, what she did, because it was highly escalated. And if it came out to be true that JAMB was denying her those figures she was claiming, this JAMB process would have been truncated. So we are looking at it two ways, in as much as we are crying that she should be forgiven. I think the law should take its course. When we came on studio here, in the studio here to talk about it, we said JAMB should get their ass ready if the law will take its course. They suspended her, don't forget, and today they've proven themselves innocent of it, and then we are saying the girl should be forgiven and all of that. Well, it's still at the prerogative of whoever that is concerned. If JAMB decides to retrieve the suspension years they gave to her, fine. But I think this case should serve as a deterrent to people that are engaging themselves in illegal activities, forgery of results, even some people, as we speak today, even common test in the class. They want to sort it out. Not even exam, common test. You've just been taught.
But if you're talking about common tests and you're talking about they want to sort it out, of course, you know it takes two to tango in this case.
I agree with you.
It's not just the student. We have the lecturers too to
blame. In the case of Mmesomma, nobody tangled with her. She was going to admit herself into the university, and she felt the best way to achieve it is to inflate her distance. So results, it's give and take. I agree with you. Sometimes the lecturers or the school system or the system approaches you for illegality, and sometimes you approach the institution for illegality. So we should try and minimize this thing. You can see she's 19. Talk of when she will be had another 19. That is in her 38 years of age. Should have been very strong and confident in corrupt practices.
So I totally agree with you on that. Now let's quickly take a detour away from that. One of the headlines that's been screaming for attention in most of the papers, even though they try to put it in different ways. But I'll take it from Nigerian Tribune. It's criminal obnoxious to compare Niger Delta agitators to nothing bandits. That's coming from Clarks. He said he warns against scrapping of amnesty program. The first question: how do you compare amnesty program, the Niger Delta agitators, to nothing bandits?
It's quite incomparable. The agitators, the Niger Delta agitators, they had a cause. They came up openly. They had their line out request from the federal government. Resource control was one of it. Then it went down to what they call derivation.
Derivation, yes.
It also concerns development of the region. They were lined out requests from federal government, and the inability of federal government to meet up these requests, or even neglecting these requests, was what brought about the agitations in the Niger Delta. So, in as much as that happened, let us also look at the antecedents, what they did at that time. Okay. They were only trying to stop the IOCs, international oil and gas companies, from operations. So you saw them playing whatever they play out with the stakeholders in the industry, not to produce. If you're going to do this, we have to shut. They were shutting down what they call exploration points. They were shutting down companies from carrying out oil and gas activities in the region. This is basically what they did. They were shutting down the creeks, attacking what they call crude pipes, that is what they did. The concentration was basically on the agitations, and they were carrying out the agitations on the target point, on the stakeholders, to say, no, this cannot happen until federal government answers our prayers or our cry. You cannot compare that to when some set of people, unknown set of people, constitute themselves to criminality and banditry in the country. Okay. They are quite incomparable, and I'm sorry that if someone could come out today, having studied those two incidents, to say that they are similar, and then you, of course, if you want to call for amnesty for bandits, I don't even know where that is coming from. I don't even know where a child would decide to be a criminal at home.
But we've
instead of making him to go and face the law, you say it should come and be given amnesty. Okay, so that, even at that instance, I'm shocked for people that are advocating for that. But be it as it may, in conflict resolutions, people will suggest so many things, and if it is going to be fine, for those bandits, maybe they are talking to certain people that we've not known about their...
Sorry to cut you short, but let's take it back to President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. You, of course, would agree with me that there were bandits, Boko Haram members that were said to have gone to the rehab, and they were made to go free after, and they said, oh, they would give them jobs and give them things to start businesses with. Is that not even relative to saying, oh, amnesty right now? Is it not?
No, these bandits, what is banditry? And this thing, what they are doing is surviving on other people's expense. That is all of this. Threatening a society for survival.
Killing people
killing people, threatening and killing people to survive. If that is the case, they have state autonomies. They have state authorities. So the states should be able to, the state and federal government should be able to cater for this. That what is the remote cause? Who is engaging these bandits? To actually know why the activities are strong enough not to be curtailed. Secondly, are we not seeing it that is due to lack of jobs and survival instinct that is pushing them to do all of this? What is federal government and the state government doing as palliative to bringing them out from this menace we are having? It's not good enough. It's not all good enough to say you want to give them amnesty. What is amnesty? We even in Niger Delta, we are still saying that even the amnesty in the Niger Delta should at least stop, so that let our boys go into meaningful ventures. They should open up the system. Government should open up the system for employment. They've been trained. And those stipends that were given were to just sustain them for a period of time. Even that is the main amnesty we're talking about. It shouldn't be forever. People should go back to their various livelihood and then see how they can succeed in life. So this is what we're even preaching, to talk of some set of people that have decided to say they want to kill to survive. They want to destroy a community, a system, a society to survive. And someone is somewhere there comparing them to what has happened in Niger Delta is incomparable. Someone is sitting down there to say that they should be granted amnesty for destroying the country, for having the country go into unrest for this period of time. I think the military should go into action. That's the recommendation we should be giving. In as much as it is, I still say, if amnesty, giving them amnesty, is what will stop this menace we are facing from almost all over the country now, then federal government should sit down. They should get get it well articulated and grant it, not to compare it to what has happened in the Niger Delta.
Okay, let's quickly take this call. Good morning. Thank you for calling the press. Hi, good morning. Thank you for calling the press. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Good morning. Please, your name.
My name is Ayo.
Okay, all right, Ayo. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ondo State.
Okay, all right, Ayo. Please join in on the conversation in 60 seconds.
The price of fuel is too high.
Okay, please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set or you step away from it? Hello, Ayo. Please turn down the volume of your TV set or you step away from your TV set before you join in on the conversation. Hello? All right, please, I'll enjoin our viewers at home to please either you step away from your TV set or you turn down the volume before you make your calls. And of course, we'll be waiting for you to call and join in on the conversation. You were saying something about amnesty because now you said you wanted to be scrapped. Clarks has come out to say is warning against scrapping of amnesty program because if you actually take away that from them,
it shouldn't say it that way. Okay. I also feel that it's a way to limiting our youths in the Niger Delta. For goodness sake. What is even the pride? Someone earning amnesty. Well, once you are in the amnesty program, you're seen as a militant. That's the perception.
Perception, yes.
You're seen as an agitator. So how long are we allow our timid youths that struggle for the emancipation of the Niger Delta to remain in such direction? I think it's high time they left that position into meaningful ventures. They can do better than receiving amnesty stipends.
But if you're talking about meaningful ventures, what other ventures given the hardship given?
This is what I'm saying.
Before you answer that question, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Benue State.
I'm sorry, I can't barely hear you. Your name
from Benue State.
Okay, all right, from Benue State. Please join in on the conversation in 60 seconds.
Please, I don't even want to hear what the analyst is saying there. Which amnesty? After they have destroyed everything, they have rendered the nation down to the drain. Is it because they see that the government has changed hand now that maybe in due time they are going to get some of them and deal with them that they are crying for amnesty? For how long now that all these things have been started? For the last 8 years. They never longed for amnesty. Is it now that everybody has gone to see exactly what to do and how to get them that they are looking for amnesty? The last thing that this government will do, and God and even the nation will never forgive them, is to give amnesty to those bastards. They have destroyed.
Please, your national TV, I would implore you, choose your words.
Almost the breadwinner of so many families. And now that they don't have anywhere to run to, they want to cry for amnesty. We can't do that, and God will not allow that to happen. Then about the fuel price now is so high. You can't. If you come to my place now, people are trekking like some cannot even go to their farm. So people's farm are almost 20, 15 kilometers. How can they go and come back on trekking? This where something is there, they don't do something as early as possible, it's going to cause mayhem. People are suffering. As I'm talking to you now, yesterday in my yard, where I'm living, some people that could not even eat. Because where the mother used to go and buy things from before she said she couldn't even get how much is she going to buy before coming to say. So many things are happening. Let them just look down to this and let them, at least within this week, let them do what they have to do. At most, just to make things happen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much from our caller from Benue State. What's your contribution to what the caller said?
Well, the caller spoke very well. It was almost towing the same line I'm towing.
Yes.
You see, bandits are bandits. They should face the wrath of the law. Of the law. There's nothing to giving them amnesty. But again, they are our brothers and sisters. There is a cause that I would have.
But do you think actually this feeling is this? Sorry to cut you short. On a lighter note, do you actually think this feeling is mutual? Because you are seeing them as our brothers and our sisters.
Yes.
Is that do they feel the same way about Nigerians right now?
If I asked a pertinent question, I said, who is communicating with them? What are their issues? Have we been able to determine their issues before you even talk about amnesty? Are they having a common struggle for progressive measures for a region or for the country? Like the speaker called, the person that called said, there's nothing of such. They are just people that are surviving on the expense of others. So where do you categorize them for amnesty? Are we beginning to reward people for destroying, causing the country for 8 years, killing people, destroying communities? Do we want to reward them by giving them amnesty? What sort of amnesty is that? If you even talk about reintegration, I will understand. The word that should be used is reintegration. Let our children or our brothers and sisters that have engaged in banditry come up and surrender for reintegration into the society. That is what I think should be the best way. If you say amnesty, you want to pay them, set up an institute for them, cater for them. No. That cannot happen. That is paying back then. All of us, there won't be any need to go to school. We just plan ourselves, gather ourselves, go into banditry for 4 years, come back
and get amnesty. That's a good one. I like that point. Good morning. Thank you for calling the press.
Yeah, morning. This morning.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, please, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mmesomma from Horizon.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you for calling. Joining on the conversation in 60 seconds.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please join in on the conversation.
Okay, I want to add my own view.
Okay.
In respect of the amnesty they are talking to give to criminals.
Okay.
I believe if they give these people amnesty, honestly, I will know that the politicians are part of this kidnapping and what is happening. Because you can't give a criminal amnesty. What for? These people have destroyed people, they have killed people, they have done so many things in the system. Why must we give them amnesty? They don't deserve amnesty, please.
Okay.
That's my own contribution on that department. They don't deserve amnesty. If there is anything like amnesty, that means I beg Nigerians to revolt against the bad system. Look at the system. Left and right, nothing is good in Nigeria. Nothing is good. Everything goes sky high. Nothing is good. The politician kept promising. If We don't have common drinking water. You don't go and we don't export water. This water is there, but we don't have drinking water. So there's problem. And the politicians are our problem. That's the problem of Nigeria. Is these politicians, the senate, the governors, the local government chairman, including the president. These people are our problem. Can you imagine how much is the salary of a councillor? And how much is the salary of a doctor, a professor, a lecturer? Everything is just like, it's not working anyway. It's not working. Things are not working here. Things are not working.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for joining in. Yeah. What's your take on that? Before you answer that, I'd like us to take a deep dive into, because we cannot, of course, talk about the problems and on the polity right now without talking about the fuel hike. 7 key consequences of petrol price hikes on Nigerians. That's coming from experts, and that's a Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Prefer solutions on how to mitigate hardship. Like the caller had said, he said things are hard. People do not. I mean, it was food we were talking about earlier on, but now it looks like there are even some parts that don't even have water. And that's like the bare minimum for a Nigerian citizen right now. PDP, CUPP say it is insensitive and provocative. NNPCL lacks power to fix price. That's coming from Falano. And that's where I want to actually lay more emphasis on. Then who is actually fixing the fuel price right now if NNPCL lacks the power to fix that price?
The little knowledge I have about privatization on the private sector, when you move from public ownership to private ownership, the implication here is that it becomes profit oriented.
Profit oriented, yes.
So if NNPC is now NNPCL, they are limited now.
They are limited now.
They have profit making motives,
yeah.
And in profit making motive, there is a lacuna. There's something wrong. They are still the sole beneficiaries from direct reception of refined products, and there are people giving out to other retailers. So I think the first step is they should open up. They should all be on a parallel line. NNPCL should also be the same on the parallel line with Oando, Total,
so
and others.
I like the way you mentioned from. Okay.
So if that has happened, then the forces of demand and supply will now determine price. As it stands today, because the NNPCL is receiving directly and distributing to others, even though they have profit motive, you will see that once they calculate their profits, adding up logistics and landing cost and all of that, it would literally translate to the others. If I take from A for A naira, it then means I should sell for A plus. And this is what is playing. It's not as if NNPCL is fixing the price per se. They are not fixing the price, but they are the direct reception. They are the direct site for transaction. So when they take the refined products and land it into the country and calculate all their logistics, it will amount to a percentage for per liter, driving us to a cost. So therefore, when they distribute, Oandos and other service providers takes from them and also calculate their logistics and landing costs in their filling stations or in their depots to determine what price they will set at. So the first thing I want to recommend is that they should all be on a parallel line. There should be an opening for all of them to receive.
But do you actually think the marketers would be open to being on the parallel line, given that it looks like they are basically on board that, like you said, it's profit motive?
If you don't do that,
now the marketers have even gone ahead to suggest that alternative energy options to motorists.
I'm telling you, I'm coming. That is one. Because see,
what are the alternatives we have on ground right now?
I've told you one alternative. It will not be too easy. Nigerians have not grown so intense that or quick in diverting to other source quickly. If not, from when this government came into power till now, we would have seen conspicuous change of an alternative for consumption of fuel into other energy consumption. It's not true. We are not to that. We are not ripe to that stage where we can quickly change our consumption rate. what the first suggestion I'm talking about here is that if they put all the dealers on a parallel line to receive, then the forces of demand and supply will
comes to play,
and then we will have variation in price. If you want to sell 600 per liter, the other person will say, okay, well, we all receive at 500, so I can't. It will not be too good for me to increase my own to 600. I want to sell 550, 560. The variation will come up, and then the public will know where to buy products. Secondly, I agree. The palliative from federal government is very important at this moment. That it seemed like we thought that the preventive measures was going to be a short-term prevention. We are now seeing that it's actually a mid to long-term prevention.
But even the long-term prevention you're talking about, remember that as of last week, the president said he was going to disburse 8,000 naira to about 12 million.
It is a wrong measure.
Exactly. But then as of yesterday, again, he came out to say they were going to review all of this. But even in reviewing all of this, what is the necessary palliative right now?
In your program, I think in one of your programs I was here, I kicked against, that was a Joy Asonye's program, this studio. I kicked against sharing 8,000. If you want to give 8,000 to even 3 or 4 people in a family, you're giving 55 kobo, 55 naira per day. So it's ridiculous. And I recommended that, please, they should take a leap from the River State governor. And I think yesterday, another state had added that, taking that gesture. These are the ways to go. Federal government should quickly use that fund, whatever money they've gotten from subsidy backlash, gather it. Instead of sharing money for Nigerians, they should quickly purchase vehicles, hybrid vehicles that can convey people. What we want to see is people driving just to the office, then take vehicles around to do what they are doing. We need intercommunal, intercity buses.
Okay, please hold that thought. Let's quickly take this call. Hi, good morning. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Collins.
Okay, all right, Collins. Please join in on the conversation in 60 seconds.
Yeah, please, I want to comment on 2 things.
Okay.
One, the first topic you people brought around about
the Niger Delta.
These people they say that doesn't need Western education, which you can never derive from again. Since they don't like to be intelligent, or they don't want to be educated, just to know how the world is coming up, they don't deserve amnesty. Then come to the issue of this palliative of it. Look, let's just tell ourselves the truth. As I'm talking now, I don't know whether your station used to go around just like other stations.
Yes, we have reports
from... Let me finish.
Okay.
All my check from Taraba down to Benue, from Benue down to East, from East down to the West, there is no route. If you pass through Ife to Akure down to Kogidia, there is no route. If you go to the other side, like this, Niger Delta side, there is still no route. What is the essence of sharing this money? Let them put all this in place. Okay, now, there is one problem that is happening now. In NEPA will cut your light, like this month, which you are not able to pay. Next month, they are still bringing another bill. They will continue bringing bills, and it will be piling, and that is how they will be increasing everything. They say they are owing so amount. Whereby you are not using the light. It happens to me, especially in my family house. They cut the light, nobody was there, it's only my dad and my mom, and they say the money was too much for them. We leave that light for almost 2 years as I'm talking to you now. What about the last time the bill on ground is around 200 and something thousand? Why they are not using the light? These are some of the issues they're supposed to tackle, not all these things. What is the palliative? It will not reach up to people. The people in government, they are going to give to their people, give to their relations. Then they need their people, it will not get to them. The earlier the better they use that money to put all these things in place.
Okay.
But especially our roads, our electricity, and so many other things, our education.
All right. Thank you, Collins. You've heard what the speaker said.
Yeah, he has said the obvious. And you see, there's something he said that I liked. Are you people going out? Is the press going out to get feelers
Yeah, we have
from
enough
the public,
feelers. You get one of our reports.
Not from the urban areas.
Okay.
The rural areas, what are they saying about these occurrences? What is happening in the rural areas on these issues we discuss on the urban areas? Not just to get what is the feelers in the urban areas. I agree with you, it's the economic hub, but they have processes there.
Okay, please, let's quickly hold that thought and take this call. Good morning. Thank you for calling the press. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Omega. Sure.
Please, can you speak up?
Yes,
Hello?
I'm calling from Lokoja.
Okay, thank you. You're calling from Lokoja. Please, your name.
Yes, I'm calling from Lokoja, Kogi State.
Okay, all right. Please join in on the conversation. Hello?
Yes, my name is Omega Church.
Okay, please, your name and where you're calling from. You're calling from Lokoja. What is your name?
I actually want to talk about the palliative.
Okay.
So,
all right. Do well to call us when you're more prepared, of course, to join in on the conversation. Please, you were saying something.
So we need to get that feelers. So the palliative, the mid-term palliative, or the palliative that is needed now,
yes,
is providing vehicles for citizenry that are moving from one place to the other.
Okay.
Curtail movement level. The people that goes to work so often are the civil servants. Can we adopt a system where for 5 days they go for only 3 days? What are the administrative duties? If we begin to curtail these things and provide vehicular movement, federal government should push the system with vehicles, come to collaboration with state governments. What SIM Fobra, His Excellency SIM Fobra had done in River State, providing vehicles for the civil servants, because these are the set of people that always go to work. About 50 to 60% of people in the urban cities are civil servants. Daily basis, they go to work. So for 5 days, if you're subsidizing their transport, you've helped the system until better things are done. I think another governor has taken a leap from the River State governor. So this is what we want to see. Federal government should also adjust themselves. Those monies they want to share, it will not go anywhere. We're not even sure of a transparent system where
the money would you actually get because some people have actually made mention of the COVID palliative.
Yes, we've seen COVID palliative, we've seen interventions, and it didn't go anywhere. We'll just see fictitious names here and there. But look, I thank God that the president are coming to say they have to review the process, and this is what is supposed to be done. I told my colleague that they are testing the president. Immediately he falls into one of these tricks, politicians will begin to say, oh yeah, he has lost his gauge. I'm seeing him a little bit focused. It should remain calm like that. The palliative for Nigerians, they want to do 80,000 per household and whatever, is non-sustainable. What is sustainable at the time we're talking about is providing vehicles for Nigerian citizens.
All right. Good morning.
Hello,
good morning. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Online, want you people to help us speak to the government. This question of hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please speak, but can you step away from your TV set?
As you are talking about policy for to reduce high problem.
Okay.
They are school bill, university students now. Last time I paid almost 46,000. This time around, the bill is triple. So how are the poor going to enjoy this policy? I believe the government can divert some of this recovery money to assist in education, health, road. Then this kind of thing will go around the poor. But these are just 8,000 something or 12 million people. How are they going to even organize this that will try to go around? We don't go to the hand of people who have been eating our money all along. So we pray the government should think think of good programs for the poor to really survive this problems they're having now. It's too much on the poor. It's too much. Look at this opportunity ago where I can off again. And these people that are doing this, they are not using their money to buy fuel. We that are going to the station to buy, we can hardly use our car now. Some of them are even selling our vehicle now.
Even to maintain machine now, it's very difficult for poor. So we pray God, these people that are really not listening to us.
All right, okay.
If not, we should have forum, establish a forum to can speak to them directly. The Senate President should have a link line for the masses. The President should have a link line to the masses, so that everybody will be talking to them from everywhere in the country. Perhaps if you are doing that, they will hear, they don't know what is happening in the market. Within the community at all, they don't know.
Okay.
They are not discussing what comes to them. But the real problem is facing the parties, they don't know. So you have link for us, so direct contact with them, Senate President, all their officers, so that we can be calling them and be explaining. We want something for them. They should also please make their government create easy for us, for we the poor masses. They are making us to say that we are created. So please, God will help you use our sports network.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is what we're saying. You know, getting the fillers from the rural area. I was exactly saying it.
Yes.
Yeah, so that you get the connection. If you want to do 80,000 naira per household for 12 billion household, please, how are they going to even fashion out the modalities to get into the people that are really affected?
I mean, even Nigerians have lamented, because one of the papers this morning said...
it's a no venture.
But then we had a caller yesterday that actually had a different perspective, which made me think about something. He said instead of actually disbursing that 8,000 naira out to different families, I don't know, maybe after they review the whole thing, they'll probably come out and say, okay, we've increased from 8,000 naira to probably 15,000 naira. But then the caller said, why not actually put that money into our refineries, and we'll be able to, of course, refine our own fuels ourselves.
I have broken the solutions to mid-term. Okay. We all thought that it was going to be a short-term thing and a long-term thing. But as we're looking at it, it's going to be mid and long. In the mid-term, from now till whatever, as quick as they can, they should channel money into provision of buses. When they do that, these people that are running private buses or whatever vehicles will have to man them. It provides it will provide immediate employment for some citizens. They can purchase as much as, if they purchased 2,000 or 2 million buses in the country, it has provided 2 million jobs. Spread them into the states, into various states, to cushion the effect for the midterm. In the long run, we should divert from fuel consumption to, I don't know, whatever they want to call it. There are so many options. So many investors are waiting for us to diversify our consumption from this crude proceeds to other energy. Okay. So that is long term. Then secondly, that's what you've just said again. We should look into revitalizing our what do you call refineries. The Dangote refinery is coming up there, but I can tell you, you will be shocked that it's going to also cause us more hardship. Yes, but there will be availability of this product, but it will determine the price because it's going to produce. So at that point, we also need the public, the government refineries working to checkmate production. So in the long run, we need those diversification and also looking at what it will cost to bring our refineries, even if it is 2 or 1, to a workable size for at least for sustainability before they talk about even exporting. So
all right, thank you very much. It's been an insightful one with you on the program today for the press, and we do hope you will join us once more time, and we do hope things would have gotten better by then. Of course, it took yes. All right, Comrade Malamboye, thank you for joining us, and this is where we come to the end of the press for this morning. Thank you, our callers. We're sorry if we couldn't take your calls, but we have limited time, and now we have to go. I remain Messi Babajide. See you same time, same station tomorrow. Bye.